to school officially underway, and many parents worried about the best ways to keep their students safe. Joining us now, Chief Medical Officer for HealthTrackRx, Dr. Stephen Goldberg. I think a lot of people, especially in this post-pandemic world with vaccine hesitancy, we've heard about measles outbreaks, et cetera, especially for the little ones. How do we make sure that everyone's fully immunized, and especially, maybe not our kids, but the ones they're playing with and in class with?
Well, we can ask before we get together for play dates, and then we can do our part, which is get our kids fully immunized before they start school.
And I know that you can request waivers, et cetera. These conversations that we need to have with administrators, with our doctors, I mean, how exactly do we go about all this?
Well, the particular rules regarding immunization are a state-by-state thing. So it really depends on where you live as terms of the flexibility that you might have with getting your kids a variance to immunization. But in general, vaccines are safe, and my general recommendation is to stick with the specialty society guidelines.
Yeah. Look, it's not just the little ones. I think as they get older, bigger feelings, they're doing bigger things, they're driving some of them to and from school, especially those later in high school. How do we have that talk about driving safely? Listen, I know that everybody wants to put the windows down, turn up the music, but how do you have that conversation with your kid?
Well, what I'd start is just talk about the safety events. You know, about 25,000 kids are injured while walking to school every year. 17,000 are injured in car crashes, and sadly, 100 die. So when we think about going to school, let's first think about others. And then for our teens that are starting to drive, let's make sure the phone is down, the car's not packed too heavy. And if we have opportunity, let's go practice the route before they go to school.
Yeah, so many conversations we had as parents, but also in school. I know here locally in Northern Virginia, there's some school districts that are going to have counselors and therapists on hand during the school day to check on the child's mental health. And I know that that is something that we've become much more vocal about. We're better trained to listen and to look out for some red flags. But how do we make sure that that's a component that's part of the overall school going and making sure that our kid is healthy?
Yeah, the first thing is any communication is good communication. And then I use a tool that comes from the workplace, which is have a stoplight conversation with your child at the end of the day. What was green? What did you feel really good about? What made your day? What was yellow? Directionally good, but you have some concern about. And yellow, did something make you upset? Did something really disrupt your day? And that's what I would do every day in the evening. It's a great way to start prep for the next day as well.
I think you're right. I think we got to have those conversations and know what's happening in there every day, and those hours we're not there with them.
Marina, always. Thanks so much.